Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic and we're playing some Brawl today. We have Kroxa as the commander, and because Kroxa is only 2 mana, basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to sacking him the first time, bringing him back to the command zone for the first time, because instead of having to pay 2 black, 2 red, we can just use it again. Mainly we're trying to use him for discard and sacrifice outlets initially, and then after that we can just have him come back from the graveyard every time instead of going back to the command zone, which will make him a little bit cheaper overall. If he ever is exiled from the graveyard, he technically changes zones, which will put him back into the command zone, so we can play him again if we need to, so that's at least nice. Otherwise, we're just playing a bunch of sacrifice outlets, a bunch of fun things in here, and some things that we haven't seen in a while. Honestly, I've not played Judith the Scourge Diva in forever. I kind of forgot it's a thing. But it's really powerful as well. I'm actually surprised that like this with Annex hasn't been a thing that we've been playing. So we might need to re-look at some cool stuff we could do. Anyway, that's what I was just going to say. I'm not going to go over every card because this is Brawl. We have good stuff. It's fun. There's a lot of things I had to cut because there's tons of good stuff in Rakdos. But let's go ahead and jump to the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. A quick thank you again to MTG Assistant, which has been just awesome. I've been loving their product here. And they are sponsoring for this week. So download first link in the description, or one of the links in the descriptions. And yeah, we'll keep this. Cauldron Familiar is not amazing by itself, but we get Kroxa for turn 2. We get to discard, we get Midnight Reaper, play Crafter with Midnight Reaper is also pretty sweet. Hopefully we get to this Annex. Like, there's a lot of good in this hand, basically. Now we'll go for Robber the Rich instead. Against a Tamiyo deck. Fable Passage. Well, that's one of their best lands, so we at least get rid of that. Oh, never mind. Their absolute best land. There you go. Play Crafter. Sacrificing. I guess it's Cauldron Familiar. If we find Witch's Oven, we can bring it back. Otherwise, it's not really useful to us for the moment. I'd rather keep it 3-2 around. Come on. They better be stuck on lands because of all this. We're like helping them not flood. Dang it. It's the worst. All right, Uro comes out. That would have been sweet to hit. I guess, kind of. Mobilize District out. No, nothing out though. How many cards in hand? 5. So let's swing in first. Go to combat, swing in. Are you serious? We've hit 3 lands with that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Kroxa is great with Midnight Reaper, so that might be pretty nice. Also, Annex with Kroxa is pretty sweet as well. I think I'd rather go for the Annex. I think we want to go wide here and beat down. Feast of Forgotten Gods is good if we had stuff we really wanted to block, but right now we're good. No blocks. Take it down to 22. Okay, Bloodfield Caves. We will get out Priest of Forgotten Gods. Kroxa. Make them discard here. Go back to the command zone for now. We don't have anything in the graveyard, so... Oh, that's right. It doesn't actually die unless we send it to the graveyard. I forgot about that. Oops. Pass the turn. Should have gone for the midnight. I mean, like, so that is the one downside, is anytime he goes back to the command zone, it doesn't count as dying, which I think the ruling on that is very funky, because there are some things that it counts it for and other things that it doesn't. From what I've seen, we could double block, get a bunch of guys out in the battlefield. I feel like they've got some sort of response to this. We also just have the Priest of Forgotten Gods, which, I mean, if they have another creature, we get to take care of it. So, yeah, I think we go ahead and block. We lose 2 guys, but we get to start attacking in again with more creatures out. Sackable creatures. Tamiyo is kind of interesting in the command zone. I kind of like it, actually. Theater of Horrors. Ooh. That's also a good card draw. Let's attack in first, see what we can hit. So attack in. Okay. Oh, we got something. That's right. Draw 2 cards. I guess we can draw 3 here. Is that better than just doing anything else? Okay, opponent scoops it up. Yeah, I think that we win there overall. I was trying to figure out the best line because we had quite a few at the moment there. All right, up against Jay Banks with Kranko in the command zone, and I applaud you, sir. That is really cool. All right, Tome of Legends I love here, but not having red mana I hate. It's terrible. It's the worst. But we get card draw. I mean, we're on the draw. We have card draw. We can pretty likely hit lands. Even if it just gets us to Wrinkle, is not terrible. I'm going to keep this just because Brawl is fun. You never know what you're going to run into, you know? So I guess the main thing you should have is a way to make sure you have all your colors, right? That's like the foremost thing you do, because then you can draw into anything. So not having our colors might be pretty bad for us, especially against a Kranko deck. Dude, I'm going to be happy if we lose to a Kranko deck. That'll be just fine with me. Dread Horde Arcanist. Well, Tome of Legends passed the turn. Tome of Legends I like a lot with Kroxa because, first off, whenever a commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put a page counter onto it, and then you get to draw cards. So this is probably the best card draw you can have in a Kroxa commander deck. Not going with the Kranko. Very interesting. I would absolutely have Kranko'd there. I'm just saying. That's just me. I should have tried to get red mana there. Well, Elspeth's Nightmare does kill Kranko, but Legion War Boss is gonna be an issue. Do we get to see Kranko? I just want to see Kranko. That's... Yeah, you definitely put it on the Dreadheart Arcanist, right? What? Okay. Like the whole reason of having a Dreadheart Arcanist is to get it bigger and get more stuff. Well, whatever. Maybe they're expecting us to have removal of some sort. We are going to kill Legion War Boss unless they throw out this Kranko. And then we probably still kill the Legion War Boss. I don't know. Kranko's a bad dude. You were down to 14. We found red mana. Oh boy. We're so dead. Wrinkle does nothing. I think removal is our best shot here. I'm gonna get the War Boss. My worst nightmare anytime I play Kranko is that people just kill Kranko. I never get to play it. Like, I think we're most likely to lose in this situation. So I'm not gonna take away their fun of being able to swing with Kranko. I mean, come on. That's just not cool. We also technically take less for the next turn or two. And we do have... did I take out the 2 board wipes I had in the deck? I may have. Because we're not really a board wipe type of deck. I had Rakdos and I had the one that amasses and then deals damage equal to the number of zombie armies you have. Nothing. Really? All right, let's go with Sir Conrad. Be bold, be strong, my young man. Sir Conrad is the one to be ending it with. We will die, but it'll be fun. I'll let him swing in again. Again, if you have Kranko, you must win with Kranko. So just so you guys know, Kranko is actually my favorite card in Magic. I think it's because I've just always loved it. Just because I've broken the game more times with Kranko than any other card. I've been able to get to 1,500 tokens on the battlefield on a turn. So, I mean, Kranko is just fun. You know, Kranko is about as good as it gets. All right, up against Shinteros. We have some pretty good 2-drops. We'll keep it. We have all of our colors. This deck is supposed to run on 3 to 4 mana tops. In fact, I think we have like 1 card that's not 3 mana or less. So we should be able to function pretty well with this. Probably just go for like Slaughter Priest of Mogus first. Maybe Priest of Forgotten Gods. We don't really have good sack outlets yet, like good things to sack just yet. So the nice thing about Slaughter Priest and Mogus is they do get a blocker here, which is kind of annoying. But the nice thing is with Kroxa, it just automatically gets pumped. I did forget that they're going to have a blocker, though, immediately, which is a bunch of poo face. Mayhem Devil. All right, let's go Mayhem Devil. Up against Corval. Mayhem Devil seems pretty good against this stack. Maybe I should have waited until later, but down to 22, past the turn. Yeah, this guy's getting bigger. Wrinkle. Make a sacrifice stuff? That'd be great. Okay, we get to draw a card. And sacrifice a creature. Well, it's Slaughter Priest and Mogus. Only get 2 hits here, so we don't actually get to kill Wrinkle, so we'll go face. The nice thing about Dreadhorde Invasion, I've actually not seen this really. They can keep bringing one back over and over again. And that's bad. Okay, Rakdos, Guildgate tapped. I want to get out the Arcane Signet. We can go Annex, or we can go Signet. Priest of the Forgotten Gods. He's probably going to sack something else again. But Annex is at least something that is like, it's okay to sack. Get our own Wrinkle in the next turn. All right, let's go Annex. If they do hold up a turn, I mean, we could also hit land and Embercleave for a punch. That's a possibility, I guess. Murderous Rider, okay. We get tokens to sacrifice now, so that's nice. Now they may not do the sacrifice thing. Which means we get to Embercleave this next turn. Which seems good. Make us discard. And sadly enough, it's Witch's Oven. Okay, we hit land. Sacrifice a creature, that's fine. Question is, do we want a Wrinkle? We get to do 4, 5, 10. So, oh, and Dreadhorde Invasion kills them. So, swing in. As long as they don't have any sort of removal, we win. All right, bring him down to 1. Dreadhorde Invasion takes him down to 0. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's just so much fun. Okie dokie, up against Sim. And Blood Aspirant, Krenko, Annex, we keep. All of the things are beautiful. Everything she does is beautiful. All right, I'm sorry. Up against Judith, which I was saying, I've not really seen Judith played in forever. And Judith, I think, is so powerful. I think Kroxa's better for the command zone. Maybe not, though. There's also the Angrath that gives everything menace. That could also be good. That could also be pretty good. But I think Judith is better. Well, we're getting roped out. We're not. Yes. The game is on. All right, go Blood Aspirant, pass the turn. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, get a counter onto it, so it works with Kroxa. It's good. Now the question is, do we go for Krenko or do we go for the Annex? Annex protects our Krenko. Like, we get more value out of having Krenko die, but man, do I just want a Krenko to work. That's probably what we're gonna do. And we could even sacrifice to kill something that can't block, whatever. Blood Aspirant's pretty cool. Yarok's a Fen Lurker. Well, I think we get rid of the swamp. We can function on 3 lands just fine. It's probably smarter to get rid of the Conrad. Yeah, definitely smarter to get rid of the Conrad. But the fun would say we go this way. All right, so go Krenko, pass the turn. We can actually swing in with Krenko and then use this ability to sacrifice a goblin. That's actually a fun combo. Ooh, I dig it greatly. Fervent Champion. Swings in. Drill bit. That just seems weird. Probably drill bit here. Or he just goes for the attack. All right, that's cool. All right, well, we shall swing with Krenko then. Do I get out the Annex? No, just in case. We'll hold up the Blood Aspirant just in case. Just in case, I say. Swing with Krenko. Black Lance Paragon. Okay, before it goes to blocks. Yeah, we have basically infinite 1 damage dealingness, and you have a bunch of 1 toughness creatures, so. Oh, this is so good. Judith is going to be annoying because she can start doing damage to stuff as well. So honestly, Judith is probably the next best thing for them to play. Duh! Every time you play Krenko, people just want to ruin your day. It's the worst. All right, we get to kill something. That's nice. Go with Annex. Swing in. Pass the turn. Do they just have a handful of nothing? Because they keep swinging in like they have something. They had the Black Lance Paragon. I guess that's what they were swinging in with before. We have lots of removal, which is nice. We can grow this Blood Aspirant, which is probably the best thing. Like, as long as we keep throwing out things we want to kill more than Blood Aspirant, this is just going to get insane at some point, which hopefully will be good enough to defeat them. I'm actually a fan of this card. I don't think it's good enough for Constructed, but like I think it deserves slots in like the 99 of Commander decks in general. Trying to see if they have anything pop up. The worst thing that could happen is they light up the stage and have drill bit. Spawn a man. Okay, so never mind. That's the worst thing that could happen. That's pretty bad. That is all sorts of not good. So we need to start drawing lands. Let's just... Playcrafter's not terrible. Kroxa might not be bad either. This only does 3 damage. Maybe I can kill the Fervent Champion somehow and then Playcrafter on another turn. Well, let's just go Playcrafter. Go Playcrafter, go. Counters, we get a token. We pass the turn. We're going to be winning the race still. Judith for 5 down to 6. Stomp the Judy. She doesn't technically die, and so she won't trigger for herself. They send it to the graveyard. Very interesting. Very interesting. Swing for 6, down to 14. They take 1. 13. We need to hit that black mana. We should have gotten rid of the Conrad in the early game. In hindsight, that might have been better. I'm just so greedy. I want to play fun things. The whole reason you play Brawl is to play fun things, in my opinion. My professional opinion. Bone Crushy. Down to 11. Well, Scorching Dragonfire, take 2 down to 9. We're going low. Very, very low indeed. But so are they. Down to 7. Pass the turn. Kroxa gives us lethal next turn. Actually, they already have close to death. They have burn. Fling. Alright, good game. That's an okay way to die. We don't have fling in our deck. With Kroxa, oh man, what are we doing with our life? I like seeing this up here too, that MTG Assistant has. So the popular Brawl archetypes is Yarok midrange, is 18% of the meta. And then there's Niv Mizzet, of course. And then that's pretty much it. There's Niv Mizzet and a ton of Yarok. Lots of black mana, no red mana at all. Like that. It's a free mulligan, right? We take the free mulligan. Yeah, sure, we keep it. Fervent Champion. Swing in, pass the turn. A lot of things can go right with this hand. And we probably do just discard the Sir Conrad with this Rix. We need to draw more stuffs. Let's go Slaughter Priest of Mogus. No attacks. They have the first strike-ness, but we can ping it next turn. Give another one though for blocking. Oh, for blocking's sake. Torbrand. Torbrand is really good in the command zone as well. Heliod, Torbrand, all of these guys hurt us. No blocks. Alright, I think that was a good choice. Now we get the Midnight Reaper out. Now if we want to block, we can at least gain some, we can get some card draw as we go about it. Grim Initiate is good. Is good indeed. No attacks past the turn. They are getting way too close to this Torbrand and we don't have an answer for it. In fact, we have next to no answers in the deck. Because we do a lot of damage to 3 toughness or less, and there's like a few things that just kill creatures. There's like 3 or 4 cards that do it, basically. No blocks, we'll take it. They can't Ember Cleave. They can't do... There's a lot of things they're not doing. As long as they're not drawing cards as well. Like, our life total is a little bit high in this format. I mean, Torbrand is going to make that much smaller real quick. Annex would be the worst thing here. Is this like a Heartfire? We don't have Heartfire or Fling in this deck. What are we doing with our lives? Okay, Slaying fires the Midnight Reaper. Okay. Home of Legends. You know what would have been nice to draw? A land. With the extra card draw that we've had now. Would be pretty sweet. We can go for the Rix. Hopefully hit a land into Robber the Rich. Let's go for that. I think that this is an okay play. Sir Conrad's got to go. No lands. Swinging with Slaughter Priest. We will block with Robber the Rich next turn. I mean, yeah, we'll block the Robber the Rich with... that's, you know what we're talking about. All right, we're good. They hit the land into Torbrand, we're in lots and lots of trouble. In fact, getting stuff in the graveyard so we can bring back Kroxa might not be a bad thing for us. They're gonna get their ramp on, the rampage. Do they have rogues? No more rogues. What's our chance of drawing lands here? 38% to draw lands. And that's been like each draw. So I mean, the chance of drawing lands over a few turns, it goes up. That was our land! He just stole it from us. We will block. Theater of Horrors. Let's go Krenko. Kill the weasel back. Two to equip. I'm pretty sure one of these Steamkin's going to get too big here, so I'd actually rather try and get the block now. As long as we can at least get them down a little bit lower, we can stay in the game later on. I think against Torbrand, we have a much less... it's going to be harder to win against Torbrand out. We just don't have good answers for it. Pass the turn. Should have gone for Krenko. What am I thinking? Always Krenko when you can. Shocks the Fervent Champion. Runaway Steamkin swings in for 4. Still no Torbrand though, which is cool. We dig it. We do indeed. Do we dig it? Yes, we do. Man, do I want the Krenko? Pretty sure they're going to have enough mana to cast the Torbrand for next turn. So maybe we go for trying to steal their stuff. Like we could try to hit land off the top. Tome of Legends for card draw is pretty nice. But Krenko, does Krenko actually do much? Because Torbrand will be there for blocking. I guess not. So Tome of Legends, Robber of the Rich. Swing in for 4. Still an active treason, which means we get to steal a Torbrand. We have a sack outlet. Well, we do. If we hit land, we actually have a shot in this game now. So the question here is, Runaway Steamkin actually, they don't swing in first? What? Okay, that makes sense. That's so very bad.
Won't lie, I'm a pretty great player. Go get him, buddy.
Oh no. Unfortunately, we have to swing with Robber the Rich before we do anything else. Down to 3. And we didn't hit the land. We'll play Krenko and we will concede. If we hit land, we could have stolen the active treason, stole Torbrand, equipped Mask of Immolation to it, sacrificed it, and done nothing after that. Because it would have been gone by the time it dealt damage to anything, so it really wouldn't have been that great. Alright, up against Lux, we have Cauldron Familiar, Tome of Legends, Solder, yeah, all the card draw stuff. Which, that should be good. We have Kroxa in the command zone, which we've not been playing as much as we probably should be. So, Cauldron Familiar go. And up against Niv Mizzet, Kroxa actually going to be pretty powerful. We will throw out the Tome of Legend this turn. Next turn we get the Kroxa and draw a card. We basically get to draw an extra card every turn with 1 mana for 1 mana. You know what? Blood Aspirant changes things a little bit. So does Slaughter Priest and Mogus, actually. Slaughter Priest I think is better than Blood Aspirant at this point. Swing in. Pass the turn. I guess we should have Slaughter Priest first, or like one of these guys first. If I was going to do this on just draw on the turn 3 anyway. At the time I was planning on Kroxa. Oath of Kaya, okay. Let's activate this ability. Midnight Reaper. Gains back most of the damage that we've dealt to them. Command Tower. Let's go Blood Aspirant Kroxa. Just to the command zone this time. It'll wait in the graveyard for way too long. So command zone. Swinging with familiar. We get an extra draw next turn. So probably Midnight Reaper than here. They're getting close to this Emisizzle, which is not grand. Get Kroxa again to get a bigger aspirant hit. Just go Midnight Reaper. I am playing it beforehand, just in case they had some sort of kill you effect. Pass the turn. Alright, Emisizzle's coming next turn. Do they have all the colors? Blue, black, white, green, red. Yeah, they do. No Frilled Mystic. I'm trying to think of what they can have here. Well, go Annex. Swing in. Down to 13. Theater of Horrors. You have to find ways to gain life. Emisizzle, yeah, I think Emisizzle alone isn't going to do it for him here. I think they should have at least played it out and see what they drew, because they had it. It's a 6/6 blocker, and as long as they had something good, they could have won there. But well, let's go ahead and check out our stats with this one. So it looks like it only has the event in general. And we have 8 wins and 7 losses, but I know that we've had 3 wins with this deck and 3 losses. And so it's doing okay for us overall. Yeah, so I'm actually 50-50 is pretty fun with a deck that's not being played as often. It's a lot more aggro of a deck, which is sometimes good in Brawl, but you don't like sequence things out quite as well as if you're in Constructed. So aggro is a little bit harder to do in a singleton type format. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. The deck list is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye. Thank you.